Bulldogs. Coach Steve Smith, introduce your players. This is the 6 captains, guys, 6 senior captains. And Coach is going to introduce them and make any opening comments.
Thank you, Ron. I do want to introduce these guys. These guys have been a part of something very special this year. Been able to complete an undefeated season, first time in the history of the school, capping off with a championship. I can't say how proud I am of them. Far in on the right is our right tackle, Craig Keener. Then we got Chase Bobbitt, who plays linebacker and plays a little bit on offense at fullback. Taylor Hayes, our quarterback. Javian Woods, our right guard. Austin Brazier, only two-way starter we got at fullback and at linebacker. And Kobe McFry, outside linebacker. So very proud of how our guys played today. Great opponent in Mobile Christian. So much can be said for what Coach Cottrell and that group has done in their first year in Class 3A. Very impressive group of players that they've assembled there. And, I know that the future's bright for them. Today, I'm so proud of our guys. We played to our strengths. We did the things that we do best, which is try to play good defense and control the ball, especially in the second half. They controlled it in the first half, but leaned on a lot of these big guys and a lot of these big bodies making 4 or 5 yards at a time. I'm very proud of everyone here and the whole team.
Questions for coach or players?
Talk about going back-to-back. It's been y'all's goal all year. How big was that for y'all?
Well, I really think it was huge for our kids to be able to finish this season off, because each week, we got everybody's best shot. Every year, I'm sure every 3A team in the state takes the previous year's champion and puts them up on the board, and that's what we got to get to. And so we were the team that everybody was shooting for this year, and we got a lot of good opponents on our schedule. We got a lot of people's best shots, but these guys got up every single week. I give them a hard time about our practice habits sometimes, but never have I had a problem getting them ready to play on Friday nights or today. They bring their A game when they turn the lights on, and I'm just proud of them for being able. It's very difficult as a team to make it through a whole season without having that letdown game, that game where everything just kind of goes wrong for you. Maybe don't play up to your capabilities. Somebody else plays the game of their life, but these guys did it. They withstood every challenge that was thrown our way this year, and very, very proud of them.
Questions for coach or players?
Coach, you talked about, withstanding the challenge. Just talk about, after you guys went down early, it seemed like after that, it was your game.
Right.
Talk about that.
Well, we have a lot of respect for Mobile Christian. When we'd seen them on film, we saw about the last 5 or 6 games, and you could tell that they had a lot of big play potential at the wide receiver position. We felt pretty good about our interior run defense, which I think that showed today. Somebody told me that we only gave up 27 yards rushing. Made them kind of one-dimensional. They did hit a couple big pass plays, as you saw in the game. But, our guys didn't panic. We got behind in the third round, 14-0 to start the game in the quarterfinal round. So we'd been there before. The guys kept their composure. I think the drive right after that, we took it down the field and scored and made the extra point, went up 7-6. And so I always tell them, sometimes things like that's going to happen. It's how you react and how you bounce back from that. And our guys did a great job of going and answering that score, and then thought we pretty much controlled the game from that point forward.
Question for players?
Coach or one of the offensive linemen, you guys had a pretty significant size advantage on the offensive line. Is that something you thought you guys could take advantage of today?
Go, Javian.
Well, Coach always tells us, try to use your strengths, and we just try to go out and execute what he teaches us every week.
Craig, I'll let Craig speak on that too.
Speaking of this,
Yeah, we are pretty big for 3A, and but we also play together like his brothers. So we've become real close and been able to play as one unit. So that's our strength. I think that's our best strength.
Other questions?
Austin, they talked about. I know you played both ways. We talked about when he asked the coach about the defense. And you heard what Coach said. I think the stat was 27 yards rushing that you held them to. You had played pretty decent defense all year long. But how was today's defensive effort compared to the other 14 that you might have had this year?
I feel like after the first quarter, our defense went out there and, first quarter we kind of struggled, gave up a few big plays that we usually don't give up. And so after the first quarter, I kind of feel like our front three really dominated their offensive line, and our linebackers able to get through and make plays like we usually do.
Other questions?
Taylor, do you typically play that much safety in a game?
Probably not usually, but this is my last game in blue and gold, and I do whatever it takes to win another state championship and go back to back. So if they need me on defense, I was going to play it.
Taylor, how fun is it to run behind this offensive line?
Oh, it's great. It's a quarterback's dream, a running back's dream. I'm sure Lee would say the same thing, but half the time I don't get touched till 4 or 5 yards downfield. So I'm usually one getting most of the credit, but if you go watch film, and I'm sure the other teams see it, nobody puts a hand on me usually until I get 5 or 6 yards downfield. So, it's been great having all 5 of those guys for 2 years that I've been playing quarterback, and that's why I've been successful as an individual, is because those guys for sure.
Coach, can you talk about just Taylor and what he's meant to the team the last couple of years?
That's tough. He's a competitor. That's the thing I can say the best about him. He don't do anything any less than 100%. He gives a great effort. He talks and gives credit to his linemen. His linemen run through a wall for Taylor, though, because they know that he's got their back. He works as hard as they do, and it's just a pleasure to have had somebody like that to lead our team the last couple of years. He's been a 4-year starter, 5-year letterman for us. You know, anytime you have a player like that caliber, he's got that desire. He's going to do whatever it takes to win, and I think his best characteristic is he elevates the play of everyone around him.
Couple more questions.
Coach Smith, 2 things.
Yes, sir.
One, what leads to you deciding to play Taylor a certain amount at safety, and also, do you ever worry about him carrying the ball so much?
Well, he played safety today because we wasn't going to go down with our best football player on the sideline. Plain and simple, you know, do what you got to do to win today. There's no next week, and you know, a lot of people forget Taylor was a 2-time first-team All-State middle linebacker as a freshman and sophomore, so he's a pretty daggum good defensive player too. But you know, situation day, they had a little momentum, and we answered, and we didn't want to give the momentum back to them, and felt like it was important to get him on the field for us to get the ball back, and then we were able. I think the turning point of the game, a lot of people may have missed the touchdown right before the half, and then we, you know, Cardavian had blocked their extra point, and they didn't have any timeouts left, and they had a goal line package in, and we went ahead and run a 2-point play, and they had a lot of their big guys on the field, and we were able to get off the edge and kind of made it a 9-point game. For all the good that was, you know, we about blew it there at the end, you know. The turnover there at the end and them getting it back out to midfield, pretty dumb play calling on my part. To be honest with you, we got down there that close. We should have just pounded it and kept doing it what we was doing. But, you know, there is nothing, excuse me, to hold back today. You do whatever you got to do to win today's game. And if that meant we had to play 7, 8 guys both ways, we were going to do what we had to do.
Other questions? Well, Coach, listen, congratulations on a great season. I'm sure there's going to be some one-on-one interviews. We'll do it outside.
Yes, sir.
Mobile Christian's here ready to go, too.
Okay.